Had some automatic YouTube video come on in the background. That wasn't intro music, in case you're wondering. How's everybody doing today? Oh, Casey, I like your shirt, buddy. Good job. Good job. That was a hell of a game.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
as a Raiders fan, it hurt, but as a sports fan, I appreciated that comeback, and I feel bad for Josh Allen because he crushed it.
Yeah, those are, and as a KC fan, I still think those overtime rules are bad and it wasn't fair to really to Bills, but same thing happened to us a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. So,
No,
what a game! What a weekend of sports for
but I do think we need to change
football.
those overtime rules.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We're just going to wait here for a few minutes while everybody gets on. So feel free to hang out and chat. We usually like to talk about football in the beginning just because it's easy to talk about. It's playoff time. Go Niners. Yes. I'm from the Bay Area, so I can appreciate that. Born and raised in the Bay Area.
You know where I'll be on Sunday.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. I'll be a good
I'll
game.
be there.
You're going to be there. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be
And
great.
then I'll be there again if KC makes it. So,
Richard, do you have season tickets?
oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
you know what
I've
those
seen-
things are. You know what those things are worth for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I know. The Super Bowl is going to work like a lottery system. So my name will be put in a hat. They'll spin it around and then random people will be chosen for the option to purchase Super Bowl tickets. That's how that part works. But with playoffs, I just opt in and my seats are like 125 each, but I could sell them for $1,100 right now.
Yeah,
I
the
would
Super
not do
Bowl
that.
tickets are going for $6,000 to $7,000 in the nosebleeds.
I know.
It's a good ROI, but I mean, as a fan, like you're like, hey, I'm going. Or you're not really a fan. That's the way I look
I've
at it.
never been to a championship game before, so
And let's just say you randomly get selected. Let's just say the Rams go to the Super Bowl and you randomly get selected to go to the Super Bowl. You wouldn't pass that up, would you?
no, I would definitely figure out how to get
Okay, you're my
house,
kind
appro-
of you're my
house
kind of guy.
approval on that,
Yeah, 100%. I'd be like, once in a lifetime, make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I like the energy of being in the stadium on those kinds of things. Part of me really likes just watching it on TV because you get the closer view.
Well, I watch it on TV when I get home. So
There you go. That best of both worlds. That's good.
yeah.
People don't realize how fast the game is until you're sitting there watching it. My sister and brother-in-law have row one at the 35-yard line for Seahawk games, and I made the mistake of not taking earplugs. Ears were ringing for hours afterwards.
It's funny. I was saying, for anybody joining for the first time, they'd think they'd be joining a football mastermind right now. Okay, it is 9:03 a.m. Pacific Standard. Welcome for all you East Coasters on just past noon. Get your lunch ready. We got our coffee. This is the StreetText Mastermind. And we always like to begin by just sharing. And so this is the time just to share your wins, scripts, strategies, anything that's been working for you. It could be, hey, I got a video in my automation for the first time, or I connected my home bot. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this massive win that I got a client. We love to hear about those for sure. But, it could be new strategies that you're learning that are really helping you in creating conversations or new technology that you have found out there for integrations. This is to benefit all of you. So I know there's a lot of newbies here, a lot of people coming from the KMC method. So yeah, feel free to just introduce yourself and share. This is your time. I'm gonna start calling on people if you don't. Jeff.
Hey, shout out to Wendy for upping her social media game. Very impressive.
Yeah, I went back and forth deleting things I messed up on, having to reload it. I mean, it's been a heck of a week. But as long as not everybody is like unfollowing me because I'm so annoying right now, I hope that
Wait, tell us more, Wendy. What did you do to up your game?
So I'm trying to create, well, I've had videos, so I'm trying to recreate the videos for like seller series, so like how to get your home ready for a home inspection, what is escrow, stuff like that. And I uploaded all of them, and apparently they zoomed in on my face and they were terrible. Anyway, so I had to delete them all after they already had a couple hundred views. And then I had to reload all of them again. And anyway, but yeah, it's coming along. But yeah,
I love that. Hey, Wendy, you're raw, you're real, and relatable. Raw, real, relatable. That's what my wife used to say. That's her slogan. But that reminds me of you. You know what? Just go out there and put it out there, because that's the authenticity that we all crave. We don't want it, cookie cutter. We want to know the real Wendy. So that's fun.
Yeah.
No, I laugh because I can just picture Wendy messing someone going, I meant to do that, because just the way your energy is, you'd have people just rolling with you.
I know. Usually my dog barks in the middle of my video and I'm like, really? Are you kidding me?
So does it ping people every time you upload? Does it ping your audience and let them know you uploaded 20 new videos?
I know. And so I think so. Like if they're following the page, I think it goes into their notifications. So they've seen like 3 of the same video because I had to keep redoing it. And I was trying to build like these playlists. So you can actually have playlists in your Facebook. So like we have our drone videos in a playlist now, and then our seller video is in a playlist, and then we're doing the community market videos. So, which I'm hopefully getting better. I did my first interview this last weekend for my Saturday video for this Saturday. And I can barely hear her, but I didn't know that until I got home. So hopefully my captions will help.
Trial by fire. I love it, Wendy. You're doing awesome. Hey, I saw something the other day in your post, I think it was the Insider Group, where you got your first listing from that Raider calendar.
Yes, how exciting. A buy sell, actually. Yeah, and it's funny because I guess every time he clicks on something, people are like, messaging him and wanting him to hire them and stuff like that. But he hired me and I got there and my calendar was on the refrigerator. That's why I had to take a selfie. I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. And he's like, well, yeah. And they are diehard Raider fans. So like he had a whole Raider room and then they had like a Raiders stadium thing. And oh my gosh, it was crazy, but super fun guy. So I'm excited to help them.
Give them the backstory real quick for anybody that's new. Where did that all come from?
Yeah, so we did some Raider calendars like this. Actually, this is Raider Golden Knights. And it's through Magnets USA. So if you have a sports team in your area, I suggest you do these because it's value. You're giving people value. And I usually just like send them out to my whole farm and all my past clients, which I still did that, but I did an ad. I just held it up, took a picture and said, hey, got my Raider calendars in. Does anybody want one? And then we set them up in like a funnel to where they would submit their name, email, and address. And then we shoot them out a thank you for requesting your Raider calendar. Just need your address and we'll get yours in the mail right away. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. We decided to cyber stalk them and see if they own the home. If they own the home, we set them up on home buy. If they didn't, we did like a why rent when you could buy drip. So. And
you had what was that, like a 50-cent lead at one point for you?
Yeah, they were like 50 cents. I think the max was like $2 a lead, but for the most part.
How many of those did you end up creating and how much did that cost you in total?
We did like 3,000 and I haven't did the numbers on them yet because I'm waiting to close on some first so that I can say, okay, this is how much I spent. This is how much I made. So starting next season, like when I do my new order, I'll figure out everything that happened from the last order. So.
Well, I think your sell and buy will automatically recoup that investment and more.
Oh yeah. That's going to be great.
And not just something that stays on someone's fridge, especially as a fan, a long time. So they'll always see your face. And when that time comes, boom.
I know. I'm on like 3,000 people's refrigerators.
It's amazing. Good job. That's an outside the box idea, guys. Just so this is, you don't always have to be the cookie cutter. What's your home really worth? If someone were to buy your home, the typical. Those are all awesome. But what she did was she thought something outside the box, created a custom ad, and we could show you how to do that, and then just got 10 times the amount of leads you usually would with an ad like that because it was a free giveaway.
Wendy, I just want to say that those are the happiest people I've ever had come into my database is the calendar people.
Oh yeah.
And so we have had the best luck with people and they're like, oh, thank you so much. We love you. And I'm thinking, you don't even know who I am, but I'm giving you a magnet. And Virginia Tech is like huge here. So one of our new recruits started doing the same thing. And so she's blowing it up with the Virginia Tech people.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's great. And it's nice to be able to give something to someone for what they want. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, they want their home value, but they're wanting more like an automated instant gratification, value. And so like, they're not as excited. And you'd think they would be excited if they knew that they had $100,000 equity. You'd think they'd be like, oh my God, thank you. But they're not.
no.
They
They want the damn burgundy. They want the burgundy and gold magnet to slip on the fridge.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Well, I'm not always able to get in the group with you guys, but I love you all and I'm enjoying and I'm learning and I'm trying to follow stuff too. And we're getting a lot out of StreetText and I'm trying to get all our teammates. They're all doing StreetText and HomeBot too. So anyway, I'm kind of a quiet observer, but I just want you guys to know we really do appreciate you all. So thank you. And you too, Wendy, you're crazy. You make some of us look sane, but I love it. So
Thank you.
bye, you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, Misty. So yeah, guys, go
Can
ahead.
I say something, Marcus? I was just wondering, has anyone else had any, I guess, ideas for a calendar that wasn't, I guess, sports related? Because I'm not really into sports. That's
I
actually
think you
work.
should do the local firemen.
Ooh, like the fireman calendar?
Yeah.
You guys
That would be hot.
Now, you know what you could do is go sit down, go look at civic events, find out what all major events are coming and see if you can't just maybe make something that would have the 12 months on there and maybe highlight the major event for each month. You don't want to overload it to where people just get so caught up in it and hung up that they get mixed up. So if you just did maybe the major events for that month that are coming, then that would be something that possibly you could do as well.
Right,
Also,
and the
you
thing
could
is,
do
you don't-
anything, you guys could do anything that's revolving around interest that you actually are interested in, which will plug you into other people with similar interests, which will open you up to that market. And I mean, it's just being genuine and authentically interested in something that is, I think it's worth a lot too.
So what we send out also is like, I think Leon said it, we send out like a market, what's happening in their neighborhood, what's happening in their city for that particular 2 weeks out. Like, especially during Christmas, we send out all the events that's going on in their area, in their city. And people like that. People want to know current events, people want to know what's happening this weekend. So like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll send out something like, hey, check this out, when this is what's happening over the weekend. And so when they're informed, they're very happy that you're sending them information, because during the week, they're really busy, right? They want to go out with their kids during the weekend. And we send this blast out and we got great responses from that too.
I send out, since I love food, if you go to Microsoft and download their yearly calendar, there's Pie Day, Donut Day, Beef Day, Hamburger Day, etc. on each month. And then you showcase or interview the local vendors of these outfits and you include those.
One that somebody sent me that I really liked that had like poison control, fire department, all those numbers that, when you're panicked, you don't know where to go for it. So, all the utility companies, and that's one I've kept for forever.
Wow, so many great ideas. Well, there you go. So, I mean, that's just on the idea of something of value to give outside the box. But I mean, we can come full circle. I see there's a hand raised. Janine, if you want to unmute yourself there, go ahead.
Sure. I just texted or put in the chat. So with this Magnets USA, for the sport teams, do they have the official logos or creative, or do you need to actually approach that local organization, whether it's a college or national football team, to request the ability to use them?
Yeah, no, they already have permission. So you just go into their site, pick your team, upload your picture and logo and all that, and they create it for you and send them all to you.
Okay, so you're able to find on their website if they have your particular team. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and then there's some cool ones also, like that not so big, and their houses. So that's pretty cool for realtors, you know. So we did Just Vegas nights too, because lots of people love them.
Get ahead of
NFL though, you cannot use NFL logos. They come up with their own version of it. Like they'll write the Rams and they'll write the city, and then you pick the colors. But you cannot use, like, I cannot put a Rams helmet on my magnets or anything.
Oh, right. I guess that's true. Yeah, they just did like the names.
It's pretty generic, but you can match the colors, and it's cool enough. Like when I go to the games, I'm handing these out and I'm talking to people. It's just,
oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, people see me at the stadium and they Instagram me a picture of the back of my jersey because it says LA Realtor on it. Hey, I saw you at the game. Thanks for the magnet, you know. I haven't sold any $1 million homes through it yet, but I am creating the buzz, and next year I'll be there. And
that's genius. Wendy, get your Las Vegas Raider LV Realtor jersey, please.
Yeah, where do you get those?
That would be cool.
You can make it. You can get
we have
online.
a Raider store here too.
Just have a custom one made, you know. I mean, you can see mine right here. It's in the picture if you could see it.
No, the jersey.
Yeah, the jersey.
Oh,
says
the
LA
jersey
Realtor
is there.
on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
People hit me up, I hand them a card or whatever, you know. It's pretty fun. It makes what I like to do, which is go to football games, you know, something that I can actually work and enjoy it, you know, a little bit.
That's an awesome idea, Richard, tying it into your social media and hashtagging it and getting Instagram responses. It's just a great way to grow your brand. I think that's awesome.
And Melissa, I think it was Melissa, you don't necessarily have to like sports to do it, because other people like sports. So you're just giving people what they want. You know what I mean? You don't have to wear a football jersey and
about it.
Yeah,
no. Talking about sports, I mean, honestly, I'm clueless and I have zero interest in it. So I would rather talk about something else.
Yeah, that's funny. I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you have a team in your area, people love it. And if it brings you guys together, then that's all that really matters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like, you know, dog parks, but not everybody likes dog parks, you know? So, I mean, just pick something, but still, I mean, it's good value if you have a team in your area. And if nobody else is doing it, even better.
Yeah, thank you.
You want a funny idea that would be something cool, piggybacking off what Richard and them did? Imagine if you pushed on your page with a Where's Waldo theme. Tell them if they see you, come to your Facebook page and enter where they've seen you at. Maybe they got to upload a snapshot, because Wendy, with your vehicle out there hauling your staging, or Richard with your shirt, and let's say they posted the picture into your Facebook page to be automatically enrolled in your drawing. And then you could send them the digital Starbucks card or whatever from that. But now you're driving them to your page and you're getting the engagement. And because you're doing that and they would do that, now you're appearing across their news feeds as well and driving traffic. And I mean, you know, during football season, it's only one game a week. So if you're given a $20 Starbucks card, what the hell? You can write it off, but you're generating a buzz. And then the fact that once it's on your page, people keep coming back. I could see where that could turn into something that would actually generate something.
Yeah, we did that with the shopping cart. You know, go to the store and take a picture of me in the cart. So people are taking selfies with me and posting it up and tagging. So especially my dad. My dad did that a lot. Shopping with Wendy again.
It's a small thing, but it's like I was walking out of the game, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I guess. And I hear, you know, we're just like cattle walking across the bridge out of SoFi Stadium. and I hear some guy yelling, LA Realtor, LA Realtor. And I was like, I finally caught up. He is a guy I worked with 10 years ago. He's like, you remember me? I'm like, yeah. So cool. I
That's
see you, you know,
awesome.
so I reached out and talked to him. It's a good thing for me. And I was actually on the local news, like when the Rams went to the Super Bowl last time. I was on the news in front of my neighbor's house, and it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
The video's on my Facebook somewhere. I gotta start promoting that again. Should we make the Super Bowl again, I will do that.
Is there a way to automate the mailing of the request if you do go and put this through social media and people request it? Is there like a service that will stick it in an envelope and shoot it out? I can see some of this possibly getting overwhelming, especially at first.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a team, definitely, because it is very overwhelming because there's a ton of requests, you know, and so like for me to sit there and pull everybody up on the tax record is like not possible. So I did have someone doing that. I actually invited my yoga friends and my Jeep friends one night to stuff a bunch of envelopes, because basically if you just get them all ready, because I had an insert that also goes in there talking about what we do, you know, so you don't want to just send the magnet out. And so I had that with the envelope, and we just had a big party and just stuffed, you know, all night. I cooked, we drank, you know.
So a tailgate to drive to tailgates.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they're all ready. And then when they come in, it's just like bam, bam, bam in the mail, you know. And then I actually ended up getting a postage machine through Pitney Bowes, because there's no way I was going to do all those stamps. And it's just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I did a video. It was so funny. It's like, it can stamp so many at the same time. So little things like that are huge.
I just put the little video that you made about how to make that ad there for you, Wendy, and for everybody. So if you're curious on how to make a lead ad that way, there it is. And I'll post that in the insider group too. A couple things I want to highlight right now, real quickly. There it is in the insider group. But I was just looking at some of Linnea. I know you're here as well, and I wanted to get your guys' ideas on some of the seller ads. If anybody's running seller ads right now, I saw this is working really well for you, Linnea. Can you tell us how you built this one right here specifically? I really like that it's a map, but you've made it your own by throwing in those little price bubbles there, and you just kind of zoomed in. Tell us a little bit how you did this.
I went into KV Core because I have a squeeze page for luxury homes in my area, and it brought up the map with the price points on it. So I just did a screenshot. It was so easy. So if you have KV Core, pull up a squeeze page location wise, and that's how I did it.
And I mean, I know because Leon, we were talking yesterday about your current lead price, and you're not too far away from Linnea. I'm guessing not too far. What's the contrast?
Yeah, we're like probably 20 minutes max, something like that.
Okay, so
she's really
got a $2.11 lead right now and a $4.64 email. So there's a good idea as a new split test for you, Leon.
And that 3 bedrooms homes list right there, that picture, like that has gotten me, I've only been running that ad for a couple of days and I've got like 15, I was running it in 3 split tests, and I think I've had like 20 leads come from it. I just turned the other 2 off, but that picture right there is stopping people. That is
I love that. That's cute.
Yeah, I just literally, all I did, if you have Canva Pro, I went into Canva Pro and I searched photos and put 3 bedroom home, and I got a ton of beds. And then this one just had a number 3 above it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So there we go. And I just like downloaded it and used that one.
Oh my God, genius.
Canva Pro.
Canva Pro. It was so easy. Yeah. I mean, it might not be a pro feature. It might be a free picture. I don't know, but I have Canva Pro, so I just assume it is. But
and Linnea, do you notice that you've got more attention over for the 3 bedroom rather than a 4?
100%. Yeah, because everyone's looking for a 3 bedroom home. There's a select number of people looking for a 4 bedroom, but everybody wants a 3 bedroom home. So, and then also 3 bedroom homes are really common where I'm at. So there's a lot more inventory in 3 bedroom homes than anything else. Yeah, I think like total for like over 2 days, I've got like 15 leads. So.
Well, this ad that you have running, I know you split it, but you left the best one on. It's got a $2 full lead.
Yeah.
as people know, when you click on this type of ad, it auto captures name, phone number, email. Whereas remember, if you click on this ad, it starts address, email. It's a dynamic one. So 2 different funnels, but this one's producing a $2 full lead at this moment.
Yeah, and the other one, the seller one that you were looking at, so I have a lot, like 77 leads from that one, and however many emails I got. But I will say I've had maybe 5 that have come through with full contact, and all of them have answered the phone, and I'm in contact. I actually have an appointment with one of them tomorrow. So I will say that, I'm not getting a ton of phone numbers from that one, but I am getting the ones that I am getting are good and legit. And the other ones I'm just following up like I normally would with either email or address only.
Awesome. Charlie, Susan, and then Danielle. Go ahead.
I was curious to know if anyone has got some ideas on how to get leads coming in for evaluation, specifically into StreetText, into another CRM. I tried email parsing and they're parsing over, but I'm seeing a huge delay, like several hours by the time they get into the CRM. And so I was wondering if anyone's got maybe a Zap work around that to get them into the CRM, KV Core specifically.
What CRM are you using?
KV Core.
So from what I know on that email parsing for that, Charlie, is you actually select follow-up boss in the option. There's a video within the insider group. Even though it's not follow-up boss, you select follow-up boss and put in your KV Core parsing ID, and then it should flow in.
Yeah, I tried that, but there's several hour delay between the time that the lead actually comes into StreetText by the time it gets over to KV Core. And I don't think it's a KV Core issue because I've got email parsing coming in from other leads from other sources, and those are coming in pretty quick.
So can I just say that I literally yesterday I just posted in the group that I can no longer use I used KV Core during the trial. And I totally forgot that with KV Core, you can only do Vimeo or YouTube. So I think I'm going to no longer use KV Core because I'd like to either use BombBomb or Dove, which is much better. And I've been using KV Core previously, but I think I'm actually going to stop.
But you can actually use BombBomb on KV Core if you want as well too.
Yes,
Didn't know
you
that.
can. I do that.
Okay.
I do that. And also, Charlie, I have KV Core and my leads go directly from StreetText, no delay or anything, straight into KV Core. And I just have it set up to where I put my forwarding email, my KV Core forwarding email into StreetText, and they're within maybe 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, for me, unfortunately, it's been a couple of hours. I think the longest one took like 3.5 hours to port over.
Wow.
Yeah, I would get on support with somebody and see if there's something we could do about that. I mean,
yeah,
I think there might be just a different way to do it for the email parsing side. I think with Jackie, what you're saying is that you put your forwarding email, you didn't put a KV Core ID, right?
No, I put a KV Core. I got online with someone there at StreetText, and they told me how to do it, sent me directions on how to do it. And somewhere in KV Core, you have like a email address that you can copy and paste into StreetText, and it allows those to be sent straight over.
Yeah, we'll get that
It
taken
was
care of.
super simple and easy.
Go ahead and check that live support Monday through Friday there, and we'll work that out for you. All right, Susan.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
So I'm brand new and still trying to figure this all out. So I think it's been a week maybe, but I ran my first ad and now it just seems like it's kind of stalled. I haven't had a lead in a couple of days. I think 8 came in right away. I went to my ads manager and it says it's still in learning. So I'm not sure how long it's supposed to stay in learning. I'm kind of worried about it.
Yeah, I would say jump on the ad performance review We have those, I think, Monday through Friday, and they'll look at that and, obviously check in with your guide to see if they can quickly look at that too, whoever is your guide on that. And he'll give you a quick look at that, tell you whether we should pause it and do a new split test or not.
So if your ad is in learning and it's not generating any leads, it means it hasn't reached very many people. I've seen them get stuck in that. The best thing to do would actually be to pause the ad, create a new one, and I would actually put a little bit higher budget behind it. So that's going to get it to reach more people in a quicker time frame and get out of that learning phase.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't want to keep running it if it's not going to do anything, right? That doesn't make sense.
No, likely,
So-
like if it's not generating leads, then, or very few, then it's not likely to get out of that learning phase.
Okay, so do I need to just create one or create three again and do the whole split test again?
Every time you go to create an ad, always do the split test, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get a good audience. That's why you do the 3 ads. You're not just flipping the coin. You're doing the scientific method to make sure that, at least one of your ads gets a good audience. And so always do the split test.
Yeah, Susan, I'm actually in your account right now. I'm looking at your ad. It's pretty high. I mean, it's about $18 an email. I would just pause it. I'll go ahead and pause it for you. And then you can meet with Eric, and he'll help you set up a new split test, maybe using the What's Your Home Really Worth funnel. Do something outside the box, because the beauty with the What's Your Home Really Worth funnel doesn't actually have to be a map. A map is a good place to start. You're brand new, but you can run any sort of image, a Canva images, just like even with what Linnea did with zooming in and uploading your own image with little price points and so forth. So sometimes you got to just test out a little bit to find that perfect zone.
Okay, so maybe just two quick questions. Well, so Linnea did a very specific map around, Lake Tapps and where she is, but she has to do 15 miles out, right?
Right.
So how does that work then? So somebody 15 miles away sees the luxury pins closer to Lake Tapps, then do they disregard the ad, or?
Maybe.
I would rather be.
I mean, maybe they do, but I mean, I don't care if they disregard it, because the addresses I'm getting are in the area that I want. So they might disregard it, but they might click on it too. So I think the thing you have to think about when you're doing the photo is like, it's like for that map thing, like my whole point was I want to hit luxury, right? I want to hit that. I'm very specific about that. That's the price point I want. This is the area that I want. People that are outside of that, they're still going to get my service. They're still going to get it. But, the ads that I'm getting, the people that are clicking on it, those are people who are interested in that image stops them for a reason, whether it be location, whether it be price point or something. So I think that it's disregarding some people. It's okay.
Okay, perfect. Because some of it I was getting like Burien, and I don't want to go to Burien. I live in Bothell, right? So my ideal listing would be somewhere maybe within 5 miles of me.
So do a photo that's going to be very, very specific to Bothell. I mean, I did one that had like the Welcome to Bonnie Lake sign at one point, and that stopped people who are looking at Bonnie Lake. So you could do something like do a photo that's going to stop people, stop the scroll. And like Steve just said in the comment, I mean, if I get a listing outside of an area, or a referral, or a lead outside of an area that I want, I refer that out to another agent. So, I mean, there's always that too. So there's a lot of different ways to utilize StreetText.
And here's the idea behind the split test too, Susan. When you're split testing, especially if you decide to go local with that, like Linnea does, well, what's happening is those split tests are revealing to you the leads that are coming in based on ad ID, right? So if you start seeing addresses and or contacts come in specifically way outside that area that you want to be, recognize the ad ID it's coming from, and if there is consistently coming from outside the area, that's the one you want to pause. If you're getting more leads, even if their cost per lead is higher, in the areas you prefer, that's probably the ad that you want to reinforce and keep running. So you'll always recognize when you're split testing the ad ID, all these contacts are coming from, and that's one of the best ways to decide which one to lead with.
And in your particular case, are you in Bothell, Susan?
Yes.
Okay, which I understand as far as some markets up there where she's at, it's not like the highly populated area. Even though they don't usually in most cases encourage it, go in the MLS, pull up solds or whatever, find out the hottest area you want, take that address for one of the houses or pin drop just that, and then reduce your range out so you're not spread as far. And then you'll probably get more. And the reason your ad cost is up, obviously, is because it's not like Seattle where you got a billion people looking at the one spot. So your ad cost might actually be higher, but you would probably get a better quality lead for where you're at there and not be spread so far out with those you don't want.
Okay.
Yeah, like Leon said, I had my pin drop in one location that was literally 2 miles away from me, and I kept getting leads in this weird area. So I was like, okay, I'm going to change my pin drop, and I actually do the pin drop as my home address now, and my leads are they're much better. Like literally just changing the pin drop made a big difference too. So don't get stuck on the one spot to do the pin drop.
Okay, thank you.
Danielle.
Good morning. I had a really cool, interesting win, if you will. I think that it's really important to realize what is crazy desirable in your market. And then I ran a listing ad off of that. So like in our area, everyone and their mom and their cousin wants some room, a shop. Like now that everybody's working at home, nobody wants to live so close to people anymore. So I took a listing ad and let me pull it up really quick so I can give you the exact numbers. 72-cent lead, 4 days, 68 clicks, 58 leads, and 3 of them had bad phone numbers. And so our database just exploded very cost effectively. And I truly think that it's because that's what everybody wants in this area right now. So we're like, yes. So anyway, so I'm definitely going to keep doing that.
Do you want to share it? Do you have a visual we can see?
Sure.
So this is definitely why we recommend, I usually recommend the listing ad to attract buyers because it is a very specific home. It has very specific amenities. Anybody who's actively looking is probably going to be attracted by that and therefore going to be a higher quality lead. You can do a very similar thing with the buyer lead ad in listing out the home type and with a specific amenity or specific number of rooms or under a certain price point, because that's going to attract people that are looking for those specific things. And again, therefore probably be a higher quality lead.
Yeah.
And usually most people haven't been running the listing ads because as you guys know, listings don't last very long. So you have to switch it up. But Danielle, definitely seeing the effect of that, somebody looking at that is like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Click on view your ad there, Danielle. If you click view your ad.
Yeah. So to your point, we did turn that one off for that reason. Obviously they had a review date, but you can see it was pretty active. I mean, this was only just over a couple of days, shares, comments, and this was not the main picture on the MLS, but just a picture that has, a little bit of a view. And this is what people are looking for in our area. Obviously not everyone, but a massive amount of people. Privacy, the shop, kind of that farmhousey look. And this house was also updated. So I made sure to talk about how it was updated on acreage with room, but yeah. And then here's the visual and here's your stats.
Wow. I want that house.
Go back.
So
go back to your ad. Just a couple of things I want to note for everybody else on here. So one of the things you did really well with this is that the description above is really short, right? It's like a teaser. You're not giving away everything on there, not giving them a reason to click on and try to get more info. The other thing I like, the image that you have here is actually really good because it doesn't show a whole lot. It gives kind of this kind of high level, and you've said upgraded home. So yeah, I want to click on that and see what the home actually looks like if it's upgraded, right? What do those upgrades look like? So I think you just have a nice combination on between the imagery and the description there. And so that's what I recommend for people is keep your descriptions short, but enough in there so that, whets their appetite, and then using imagery that also doesn't give away the farm, so to speak. And I didn't mean
yeah, I was shocked at how well it did. So I was like, I gotta share this.
Look at that. Leon sent this friend request right there. Hey, see, that's the kind of stuff you wouldn't know unless you try it out. I mean, that's it. You put out there what people want right now, and then I think you'll find, Danielle, and most people here, Linnea, and we have multiple stories, Janky. A lot of these buyers are right now sellers, and we forget about that. But the top of funnel, remember, is the interruption based marketing tool. It's the door knocking tool. They're not, they're looking, but many times they have to actually let go of the asset they have first. So you got to learn how to ask those questions, and oftentimes you get to double on that deal. Lisa, and then Peter.
Hi, good morning. Actually, good afternoon. I'm in New Hampshire. So yesterday, Troy and I worked on doing some new ads for me to do some split testing. And I realized I actually had somebody sent me the ad. They saw it and they sent it over to me and said, hey, look, I saw your ad. But I realized that the link that I gave for the search, it was the downsizing ad. The link that I gave for the search, when I did this custom search to create that link, I hadn't read the whole ad. And in the ad, it says, get your list of, first one level, no stair, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I did the search criteria, I didn't do that. So if they click on my ad at this point, thinking that they're going to see just a list of one level homes with no stairs, that's not going to be the case. So I know it sounds probably a little insignificant, but I'm a little worried that people are going to click on that and then, feel like I kind of did a bait and switch type of thing. Oh, I'm not going to actually give you the list that I told you I was going to give you. So number one, I'm wondering, can I change that at this point, the link in there? And number two, I'm wondering, where can we go to actually see the full effect of the ad before we choose an ad to run, so we know that we're doing the right things behind the scenes?
So there's no way to preview the ad before you launch it, unfortunately. You can go to the ad and capture yourself as a lead to see what it looks like. So that's probably not the answer you wanted on that side of things. But as far as your ad that you have running now, you have two options. You can kind of wait and see what happens with the leads. If they feel that way, that they've had a bait and switch, you never know. Some people are looking to downsize, don't mind stairs. Or you can pause those ads, create the link that you actually want to put in there, and then recreate the ad. That's going to be the easiest way. Otherwise, you have to change that link in the ads manager as well as in the emails. So it would be easier just to launch the ad brand new with what you actually want.
Okay. And I'm just a little concerned about doing that because I was the one that had the problem over the weekend with my first set of 3 ads triggering Facebook to disable my entire account over the weekend. So now I'm like, oh God, if I do anything, I'm a little worried about doing shutting those off and creating more and then having them be like, oh, what the heck is she doing over there? Is she trying to circumvent, our systems again? And so there's no way in StreetText to be able to see the ad content, what it says in the ad, what other people are going to see when it's out there before we choose to use it. Is that correct?
Well, the full experience, no. But you do get the preview when you put the image in of what the ad's going to look like, what the copy looks like on there.
Okay.
The link is what you put in, right?
Yeah.
So you do have to make sure the link that you put in, test the link out yourself before you put it into the ad.
Yeah, the link I put in there actually does the search that I wanted it to do, but I didn't realize that the ad copy said, click here to get a list of 1 level, no stair homes. So that I'm new to this whole thing, so I just had no idea. So when I created the link, I didn't do a search for 1 level, no stair homes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so when you go to create any of those ads, on the very first page, it shows you a preview of the ad itself, of what it's going to look like. Now, it doesn't show you the full experience as far as the lead forms and that sort of thing, because that's difficult to preview before. But you definitely can see what the ad looks like and what the copy looks like on the ad.
Okay.
So, yeah,
so you have to
it's just
actually get in and start creating the ad before you can see that.
Yeah, but you don't have to deploy it, right?
Yep. No, I that sounds good. At least I know that at this point. Is there a way to see like the 12 tips and all that's, like anything that is attached to those things behind the scenes? And I am in the middle of the Thinkific class.
Yeah,
So.
Lisa, what I often do is I'll launch them and then quickly toggle it off, and then go into edit funnel and see what automatically is sending out.
Oh, interesting.
So, and then because a lot of the time what you do is you launch these ads and then they kind of go out and you learn as you go, or you can launch these ads, quickly turn them off, edit funnel, make sure that you have your emails and text messages and everything that you want firing out the way you want them to see you and perceive you and experience you. Then you toggle it back on when you feel comfortable with that experience you're about to provide.
Okay. Have you had any issues with Facebook thinking that you're trying to do something you shouldn't be doing?
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, and you should be able to go onto your website and click on single story homes, and then take that link without killing your ad, go into the funnel and replace that link with your new link, and then just keep it running. Does that make sense?
So you think I can go into the
You
ad
absolutely can, because you're not doing anything to the ad. You're doing something to the funnel. So the people that already got it, there's nothing you could do about that. But the new people that click on your ad will actually be brought to your web page that has single story homes. So I always go to like my lvsweethomes.com, and then I'll do a little search for myself, like pool homes in Henderson. And then I just copy the link and I put that in my funnel. That way that's where they're going.
Okay. I had no idea that's where it was coming from. So that makes sense. So, okay. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Well, you also have to make sure your website has IDX.
My website does have IDX, although I don't know that it actually does a search criteria that's that finite, that goes that deep into it. I think it's
you should be able to click on more options and one story.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
and that's all you have to do.
Okay, cool.
Lisa, the other thing you can do is everybody who's actually received your list, you can actually send them an email apologizing, saying, I sent the wrong link. Here's the correct link. And you can actually do a quick video like that and just say, we all make mistakes kind of thing. And kind of, sometimes you get like a better response from that. So It's me, Steve.
Yep. Thank you. Wow. That's very helpful. I appreciate the education.
Welcome. All right, Peter, and then Carolyn.
Yeah. So from what I'm hearing, I think I let my ads run too long. They're really dogs. Wanted to know what I could change up. I mean, I only got 3 leads in the past week. Now, the area I'm in is crazy low inventory. So I don't know if it's just people aren't interested in selling, or it's the ad, or people not wanting to know their market value.
No, your crazy low inventory is not unique to your area.
Okay, well, and I'm looking at the ad you're running right now, Peter.
Yes.
It's too generic. You've got this blue home here that's like a typical stock photo of, not saying it's not a bad photo, but it looks like any other realtor ad.
Okay. Now, can I replace that photo with another photo?
Well, I would just pause this one right now. Right?
Okay.
It's not doing you much service whatsoever, and run a new split test.
Okay.
And do something maybe like you saw with Linnea, like with
the map.
Yeah, with the price bubbles in it, right?
Yes.
I would do something like that. Or, go to Canva and create some images of local landmarks and landscape type of area within that realm. I do something out of the box out there.
Okay.
And I know you're in a higher end market too. And I don't know if Jakey's here, but that you'll find great successes for what people are looking for right now on the buyer side too. So I would test that as well as any kind of desirable listings, as you saw Danielle do.
So you mean do a buyer's ad also?
Yeah, just for fun, to see the contrast on what the demand is right now, because the demand could be shifting a little bit right now. But
the demand, see, that's why I really don't want buyers, because right now, for instance, in the town I grew up in, there's only 10 listings under $2 million, and every time a house comes out, we got 20 buyers chasing it. So it's like, that would eat up my time. But I get you, if the buyers are sellers, that might work for me then.
Just test it. You don't know until you know. But if you're going to do the what's your home really worth funnel, I would get out of the box. I wouldn't do anything cookie cutter or stock.
Okay. I will take that, do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter, I would change up some of your verbiage too. You kind of gave your own intro. I'd find a play on words for the crazy low inventory um, line as well, because everybody knows and they're looking like, huh, what's he saying? Come across with a different message than the same generic stuff everybody's putting out for your area, because the idea is to get them to click on it to drive them into your funnel.
Thank you.
Carolyn and then Renita.
Hey guys, when we run a listing ad, do we run a split test on those too?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then if I have an idea I want to like talk through, is that best to make an appointment with a coach or go to support? Because I have a Facebook group with 1,300 moms that are in my little city outside of San Jose. And I want to find a way to help leverage that and grow that group. So I'm thinking I can place an ad letting people know about this group to get more people into the group. And it's not real estate based at all. It's just community based, but they know that I'm a realtor.
That's awesome. So I don't know if we have the link available right now, but Logan hosts a custom ads workshop, and that would be a perfect opportunity to throw that idea in front of that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Carolyn, are you sharing your ad in your group?
Not yet. We have a very strict rule about no spamming. I've had this group for about 5 years and I've only been in real estate about 3 months. So now I have to figure out how to incorporate it without breaking my own rules that I made.
To get part of your conversations and answers back to people. And I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that a lot of people need to be careful of, you hear all these folks encouraging you to, oh, go join all these groups, this and that. They have their rules in there. So you have to be careful how you play with that. And then Facebook marketing, the Facebook marketplace is free. So if you guys aren't putting your stuff in there, you're missing an opportunity as well, as far as listings and things like that. So that's.
Do you get spammed when you do that? Or
No,
do you get marked as spam?
not at all.
Okay.
But it's just wherever you go, honor the rules. And, like they say, you're the expert. So when people chime in, kind of put your foot out there a little bit to say something and drive them to you. And you can always start a private conversation with anybody in that group. So that's another helpful thing and another helpful opportunity. And just don't overstep it too much to where every conversation is real estate. It's still relationship based. You want that trust, and that leads to referrals as well.
Well, and now all of the dads want in the group, but it's a specific group for moms. So now I just secured the listing Morgan Hill families so that the dads can be involved too, because they're asking a lot of questions about the local schools and where can I find a COVID test. So it's just a group that has zero tolerance for rudeness, like on the neighborhood groups. And people have come to really like it because I don't put up with sassiness or rude memes or anything. And I'm kind of expanding it now. Yeah, Morgan Hill, California.
Carolyn, I think you can also work on your image more than pressing your business. If you really work on your image, you follow people on your group, you celebrate their birthdays, you make cookies with your photo on them and send them out. Little subtle things that will keep you front and center when they're thinking about selling or buying.
Okay, we just made custom stickers that say Morgan Hill Mama Bears, and then I'm gonna see who wants those, and it won't say my logo on it, but it'll at least remind, oh, hey, that's Carolyn's group, the Morgan Hill Mama Bears.
Love it. Renita. Just got to unmute yourself there.
Got it. So I have just a quick question. I am while we're in conversation with leads that come in, where do we specifically go to toggle off the drip?
Okay, good question, and I'll show you where, but you might want to create something that you don't have to toggle it off, because for example, if the text messages, if they respond to any part of the conversations, it'll automatically shut down. Email drip will continue. So you kind of want to set up your email drip to be, even if you had the conversation, to continue, because that's just more touch points. But if you want to turn anything off, particularly for your automations, you just go to that particular lead that you're talking to, and you just toggle off that little automation button right there.
Yeah.
Make sense? And once you turn that off, you can't turn it back on, though. It's irreversible. So make sure that you have something that you're going to put them in and drip with them. to stay in touch with them because you will no longer have StreetText emails dripping.
Okay, so if that's so you said once you text back with them, that Julie stops texting them.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? I'm hearing some major typing going on in the background. I don't know if it's going to. Someone's got their camera on.
I thought it was you, Marcus. I thought you were just like actively listening. I'm like, who is he typing an aggressive message to?
Is that you?
It wasn't me. No, I was muted. I was going to message you. Marcus, you're typing really loud.
All right.
So someone asked what's working really good for the seller, like pictures for the seller leads. And what did you guys call it? Something that's familiar in your area, that's still working really good. I'm
landmarks.
Landmarks. Thank you. So like my Las Vegas sign, it actually works pretty good. It's like $1.93 a lead for emails. So something like that is good.
Yes, I saw people who've done like a combination of 3 or 4 pictures leveraging Canva of landmarks. So it doesn't have to be just the one spot. If you want to combine 4 pictures of different landmarks within that 15-mile radius, if that's what you're working, or not, right? You can test it. Or if you're just like, you know what, I really want to stay hyper local, I'm going to focus on this particular landmark or this photo, you know, similar to what Linnea did with that price point in the maps and so forth. You just got to test it. That's A/B testing. Okay, there's a split test and there's an A/B testing. You could A/B test the what's your home really worth funnel all day long, because you could upload any image you want in there. So that's the beauty on that seller side, is you can try with Canva, you can try with maps with little, you know, price points. You can do almost anything within that funnel to try out different imagery.
Another thought is, you know, and remember this, like the home values ad, I love it. Set it and forget it, it runs. But if you're going to run a short ad, go find out what's going on in your area that's a hot topic, not something controversial, but just something that's a hot topic that's getting a lot of conversation. And set up something based on that. Even if it's just pictures, you know, like I say, landmark, you know, I don't say landmines, landmarks, this or that, whatever you get. Yeah, what can I say? You get 2 or 3 together.
That's the dog park one.
Yeah, you get a couple of those together and put it in there for a short-term ad running. You're looking to just create leads across that. So if it's something that you're only gonna run for a couple weeks or a month or whatever, go find out the hottest things going on, convention center, new construction, doing whatever. You know, you always have moving to or from, you know, whatever area you're in, post that in there. You know, people scrolling, there's no sound involved. It's what catches the eye. So you got to remember, you're trying to get the eye to react, make the brain react to click on that and open it up and get them there. So there's always things you can do. I mean, I don't care if you put a house center upside down. You always got the critic says, oh, they messed up. And they look at the ad and it might be something else. But just, you know, change up what you're doing, how you're going about it to get the traffic across your page.
Hey, I'll tag on to the end of that because I've Stephen helped me do a custom ad for an event that I have coming this Saturday for an Adopt-A-Road. And the picture is literally me in like a bright yellow vest with a hard hat on. And that for people to sign up to come help me pick up trash. And that thing was clicking. I mean, I don't know. I probably got 10 within 24 hours. Email, phone number, name. And it's just a community thing that I'm doing. And that community thing has gotten me 2 transactions. I've closed 2 deals and I've only done it like 5 times. And it only lasts an hour. And I've got 6 signs around my neighborhood that have the Renshaw family Adopt-A-Road signs. So it's free. And I get local sponsors to help me. Like my lender is sponsoring it. So she's bringing like $150 worth of different gift cards for local businesses. And then we put her banner up, my banner up. I tag all my clients and my friends and they all come help me. And then I make a video at the end and they're all excited about getting recognized for doing, you know, a wonderful community event. And it's pretty sweet.
That's brilliant. We should do a segment just on that because I think there'd be a lot of people interested in that. That's awesome.
There's probably 5 other KMC students that I've helped set up adopt-a-roads for, that are doing it all over the United States. So it's.
Who'd like to learn more about the adopt-a-road? Yeah, put it in the chat feature. Let's get some demand on that, and we'll do a little event for that. That'll be fun. Me. All right, Richard, Michelle, and then Jeannie.
Hey, I'm interested in doing weekly or bi-weekly home buyer seminars on Zoom. I'm wondering if, I think Lynn or Kim just answered the question, should be a custom ad and a follow-up sequence to remind people when it is. Is that something we could put together?
Yeah, that sounds like doable. I mean, I think when you create some sort of custom ad on the listing or on the lead ad side for that, you'd have to also create the automations to go along with how you'd want to remind them there. So it would take a little bit of time, but it should be pretty easy. That'd be one of those things, again, I would probably do in the custom ad workshop.
Okay.
But it'd be pretty straightforward, and we might have some YouTube tutorials that we could send your way too.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Michelle.
I'm wondering if there is a way to get to, do you guys have a Canva template for responding?
Canva template for responding.
Like to this seller leads. I know Wendy has a really cute one. Is there Canva, like just a template where you can put Zillow and all the leads, and then just template it with your, throw your picture in there, throw your logo. No, sounds like no.
I don't know. Any Canva users out there?
So yeah, I just built it in an email. So the video is in there. It's all, I saved it as a template, an email template in Follow Up Boss. So I'm not sure what CRM you have, but anyway, and then I just take the numbers and I plug them in. They're plugged into the email. So at least you don't have to redo everything, just do the numbers and then send it out.
Thanks.
Jeannie.
I have a little collection of questions from our conversation. Can you, and forgive me if this is foolish, but can you refresh me on the difference between a split test and an A/B test?
Yeah, so a split test is taking the same ad, image, and copy and splitting the audiences. So at before you launch the ad, at the very end, when you pick your ad budget, you can split anywhere between 2 to 5 of the same ads, and they're going to go out and find, let's just say you ran 5 ads, 5 unique audiences, and you're going to let them find relevancy, and Facebook's going to tell you based on that ad performance which one of those are the best. Of course, how you interpret those results. An A/B test would be taking just a slight change. So let's say I was using the What's Your Home Really Worth funnel, and I decided, okay, I'm going to test this image, and then I'm going to go back and create another same split test out of the same funnel, but I'm going to use this image instead.
Okay.
Right? So even one change, whether it be on the image itself or the copy, becomes an A/B test.
Okay.
But no changes whatsoever, and splitting the audiences is a split test. You're just splitting unique audiences as you launch them separately with separate ad budgets behind them.
Okay, so next question, for some of these ads to grab attention, particularly the conversation starters, is an ad that actually has like large copy on it, similar to like the YouTube thumbnail type designs. Would that be something that may be useful?
Who wants to answer that? Yeah, Kim?
My adopt-a-road just said, "Hey, Central Coast." In really big letters.
Right. Okay.
And it was like, I just went and grabbed this, but it matched this. And then the background's kind of muted out, but it's a scenery that looks similar. And it's literally, I just green screened, or I removed the background and then muted the background. And then I'm popping off the edge or off the page.
Thank you, Kim.
It looks like a thumbnail.
So, and then my last question in that list is this custom ad workshop you've mentioned a few times. When and where is that located?
Good question. If there is anyone here that knows, I don't know if Logan's on or not, and when our next one's going to be, but
they're alternating Wednesdays. So you just, when you're in your welcome dashboard under helpful resources, click book a class, and it's the custom ad class.
February 3rd, I believe, is the next one. Not this Wednesday, or not today, sorry, but next Wednesday.
Hey, Logan.
I
Yeah, now
will
we
be,
have you here.
I've been working on other ads. If anybody wants to know, got a few new ones that'll be ready to go here in the next week or so, which is exciting. But yeah, again, the whole purpose of the custom ads class is to show you guys some new ideas, but more importantly, to take the ideas that you guys currently have, help you, flesh out the call to action a little bit better, put everything together, build the forms, select imagery that's appropriate for the demographic you're looking to acquire, all things like that. So bring your ideas, bring some questions, comments, all that fun stuff. We'll spend the hour together and really hopefully, like I said, help you flesh out some new ideas. And the better ideas we have, the more we can test and try. The more that we test and try, the more we can start to template for everybody. So it is absolutely a benefit to bring your ideas. And again, the upgrade downsize was one that came from the custom ad class a few months back. And for anybody who's running that now, I would suggest that most of you guys are still doing fairly well with that one. So yeah, come next week for that session, and I'll promote it and remind you guys on to next week's mastermind.
Was that templated yet, Logan?
Yep.
It is. Can you show us what that looks like?
There's two. My screen's crazy right now. If you want to go into yours, just go into the funnel section, go to the bottom. There's two, downsize 1 and downsize 2. So we have two versions, and both, from what we can tell, are doing fantastically well. One has a little bit more of a standardized kind of graphic image. The other one's using an image of a property. Go up a little bit. Is it on your page? There it is. There's two right there side by side. So the one that I had created is that one there that you're over, is the downsize 1. And that was the one that somebody was mentioning, I believe it was Lisa was mentioning earlier. It says, are you looking to downsize your home but not your lifestyle? Get a list of beautiful turnkey homes, smaller footprint, no stairs, less maintenance sent directly to you. And then the image that we're using is obviously a little bit more West Coast. So if you live Leon, where you are, Seattle, I think this would be appropriate for you. Vancouver area, that's fine there. A lot of the places that are, central or West Coast, I would suggest this is fine. The further you get over to the East Coast, of course, you're in Florida, pine trees are simply not going to do the trick. So you do want to make sure you're using imagery that is, reflective of your location. So if that's the case, do exactly that, close that out, upload an image that's similar to that one, but obviously fits your market a lot better. As we've kind of heard on this mastermind, we always say image is everything, right? Without the right image, you're not going to attract the right people. If you're using an image of that boring old blue home, that's very stock image on a seller's ad, not only are you not going to find, a high level of seller, anybody that you find, in my assumption, is going to be buyers, right? Buyers like pictures of homes. Sellers, we want to promote the location, the area. Now with this one, since we're using the reason I'm using a home on that particular one, even though we're looking for sellers, is because we're attracting the sellers through that buyer's prism, right? We're trying to find the sellers who are actively looking for a property. That's why we use a home. Whereas if it's the what's your home worth ad, for me personally, I'd use an aerial shot of my location, or as we've been, talking about signs and landmarks and different things of the location. We're promoting the location more so than anything else. And I do find that to be very effective. The other one, one of our other marketing individuals created for us here, it's see the upside of downsize. And that one, again, has been working fantastically well. So test one, test them both, but definitely test one of them. They are both working very well.
Thanks, Logan. Dee, you got your hand raised.
So Logan, let me ask you a question. Because I'm in New Jersey, I would like to use a stock of a photo for either like sellers here in New Jersey wanting to relocate, down south somewhere. Are you saying that maybe I should switch up the photo from New Jersey to down south, or like maybe Florida, Texas, wherever?
So you are in New Jersey, or you're in Florida looking for people from New Jersey to move?
No, I'm in New Jersey.
You're in New Jersey and you're trying to find people from New Jersey who want to leave New Jersey, though? Is that?
Yeah, to relocate, the downsizers.
That's an interesting angle. Usually we do it the opposite direction, where people are trying to promote people to move to their location. However, there might be a couple things to do there. It's just kind of the first thought of it. So it's just coming to me now. We might have to flesh that out a little bit better, but you might want to consider, looking for somebody in one of the Florida markets or something that you can partner with, that you can then, promote one of their listings, right? Use the actual listing from somebody's, area there, or use a list of homes specific to the Florida market. Now, typically what I recommend is when you're looking to attract somebody to your location from another location, I always like to run an ad in my location that's relevant to my location first and foremost, is also targeting my location. So let's say I was in Florida, I would have get a list of beautiful homes in Miami-Dade County, whatever it might be. Then I would drop my pin in that area because that's going to kind of keep your costs down. The majority of the people who see that will be locals, so they kind of keep the costs down. Then you run secondary pin drops in New York, New Jersey, all the places that are kind of experiencing a bit of an exodus towards that location. Now, given you're doing the opposite, I would probably recommend partnering with somebody who is in that area, so that when you're not just saying, hey, let me sell your home here, you're saying, let me kind of facilitate both ends of the deal. Let me send you to somebody that I know, like, and trust, or at least I feel is going to have your best interest when it comes to purchasing a property, because that's where the conversation is going to start. In the meantime, let's get your home on the market here. But
well, the idea was to actually connect with an agent in a different state of where a lot of New Jersey is migrating to. Yep. And talk to them about their market in that state. But yes, you just gave a good idea to use someone else's listing that I'm gonna okay, got it. Good idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more effective in my eyes than an actual active listing, because a list of homes is great, but an actual active listing, most people understand that if they don't take action on it in a timely fashion, it's gone. So if you want to have a look at this one, let's kind of get going on that. So that's probably my recommendation. But if you want to come to next Wednesday's ad class, we can talk through that one a little bit further. And Leon, I saw that you unmuted yourself, and usually you want to drop some gold nuggets, so please do.
I'm laughing. Not that I'm into airplanes or anything. Hey, D, have you ever seen the Southwestern commercials? It's so hilarious about someone screws up needing to get away. Picture if you had Jersey in the background and the airplane thing or arc taking them somewhere into the state, and the playoff words with that, because that way you're not totally locked into just one area. But I do a lot of referrals. That's how I get it. When people say something, I just, hey, I work with several, because for me, the military aspect, the relocation, but I could just see coming out of Jersey with the airplane going into the state, or just something showing that, and kind of playing off Southwest, they're needing to get away or whatever, and run that. You can split test it or whatever against something else and see how it does. But when you're playing with their mind, the mind is, I'm going somewhere, and they relate to the thought of that. So when they see that, it's like, oh wow. And once again, you get the click, and then you're driving home to the point where you want them to be.
Well, in the first email, the actual thank you email, I added it for the downsizers. If you are looking to move out of state or relocate out of New Jersey, I have agents in other states, and I put like Florida, Texas, Georgia, like I put that in the actual thank you email.
Yeah, for me specifically, I've seen a lot more, anyways, what we've been seeing, a lot of New Jersey, New Yorkers seeming to go to Florida. That just seems to be the location that happens more than anything. So you can absolutely try kind of a amalgamation of all the areas, but I'd also probably test that separately and just do Florida, because I obviously want to kind of speak a little bit more to that heightened mindset. It's not like hey, I kind of help everybody. This is something I specialize in, is helping people relocate from here to there. It kind of gives a little bit more, essentially, power to your offer. I would say I'd try one specific to Florida. But I do like Leon's idea there. I think that would be something interesting to try. Again, play with the graphics, play with you're escaping here, you're going somewhere else, right? But obviously be very careful how you word things and whatnot there. You don't want to politicize that in any way, shape, or form. Just make it a nice, friendly, happy, I'm here to help.
Yeah, I was going to add the whole taxes situation, which is one thing New Jerseyans hate here, but I like Leon's idea.
One thing that I've seen working actually that would be interesting for the relo, gas prices right now are a big kind of bugaboo for people, especially in particular states, I would say. So having, if you can get a snapshot of a kind of a gas price sign in Florida or Texas or somewhere where the prices are going to be considerably lower in terms of the gas prices, hey, are you trying to escape high gas prices? Here's what they currently are elsewhere, right? Something like, and if you want to do multiple areas, do like a collage of Texas and Florida and the lower gas prices, stuff like that.
Great idea. Thanks, Leon.
Dean, I know you got your hand raised up. I think I see your daughter on the camera. We'll wait till you get back. She's taking over. She's
Unless she has a question, of course, in which case, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. All right. Dean must have left the room for a second. Well, guys, we're kind of coming on the end of the mastermind here. So if there's any last minute questions or anything you'd like to get the group's feedback, I think we're down about 64 participants at the moment. So feel free to talk.
Is there I've just started, and is there a suggestion as to how to manage the leads when they come in? Because I can't be on my phone responding 24/7.
Suggestion. Well, I mean, I would say, so start with that Thinkific guide, that free, getting started Thinkific guide. It's in your dashboard.
Okay.
I would start there. It'll take you step by step on how to make. Let me see if I can find it right here for you. I'm going to go into the dashboard. So
I haven't gotten into that yet.
Okay, this is probably where I suggest almost everybody starts. This helpful resource right here. When you click on getting started with StreetText, there's 21 lessons in there, and everybody forgets about this. But if you've gone through all 21 lessons, it almost is like a clear roadmap on how to do everything and anything, and find every resource you can find under the sun. And a lot of the questions that you will have will already be answered in there. So start there.
Okay.
And then naturally.
So that's in StreetText or Thinkific?
That's in StreetText, but you would, so a lot of questions about this too. This is a good. So when you go to your dashboard and click on StreetText Academy right there in the beginning, there's this Let's Get Started, Getting Started with StreetText that's free. So when you actually click on it, you have to sign in as a new user. So if you've never used Thinkific before, pretend like you're brand new. You have to create your own login with an email and create your own password. So it's independent of StreetText, but it's free through StreetText. So you will create your own login and password, and then you'll go through that all those lessons, and that'll guide you through getting started with StreetText.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, as far as it being a good refresher, now when you go through it the second time or third time, some of the stuff you sped through the first time makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that's my learning style.
Yeah. Dean, you have a question there? You unmute yourself there, buddy.
Yes. Hey, thanks for taking my question. I have signed up for the, signed into the account, and I've created a domain, but they're asking for that domain to be verified. So I don't have the way to put that meta tag in the domain. So I don't know if someone's asked that or not, but if you can help me with that, that would be great.
100%. So you would jump on the domain session in the StreetText calendar. I'll send that to you right now.
Great.
This domain session right here, I'm just going to send it to you in the chat feature. And this is the register for that right there to get that taken care of.
Okay. All right. Awesome. That's all I had.
Yeah, you're welcome. Josh.
Thank you.
I just wanted to see if anybody was using like any kind of like stock footage. In my case, like I had a videographer make different videos of different landmarks in my city. Does anyone use any videos like that for any other marketing?
Videos or pictures, or both?
And an actual like video that you can use versus using a picture.
I put that in my YouTube channel, not in my links for StreetText, because I'm still trying to drive people there. But not that I ever make big mistakes. I realized the other week that, knock on wood with this one, driving people wherever you drive them to, it doesn't matter where. I've had people go to my YouTube channel and it's just big stop sign. I never drove them anywhere else. So one of the best pieces of advice I'm going to give you is always keep in mind where your final destination is. You're trying to drive people. My whole purpose behind the YouTube channel was I want to drive them to my website. I want to get them in there, whether you're a buyer or a seller, to search on my platform. So in your videos, things that go out, have a final destination. I went back to all my YouTube channel stuff and I put in my website, but then I also put in my Facebook channel to try to drive them there, because between the two, if I have you bouncing back and forth, eventually you're going to wind up where I want you to go. So if you're gonna do a video or anything like that, I guess the closing statement or whatever you do is make sure you're driving them to the destination that's going to get you a reaction or response from them.
And Josh, I may have misunderstood your question, but you can place those videos in your StreetText ad. You can't do it through the StreetText platform. You have to go in through Facebook Ads Managers. But if you're looking for a way to utilize those videos and incorporate them with your StreetText ads, that can be done through Ads Manager once you've created your ad.
Yeah, we find video is awesome on retargeting and remarketing. Static imagery, from what we found, and that copy is so good for interrupting the feed and getting them to click through and produce information. But once you gain that person's trust, like if you've got your brand recognition going, then you retarget them with video. That's where video marketing comes into play.
And you do want to keep, how long are your videos, if I may ask?
It's just kind of like the best way I'm trying to describe it is like, let's say on your Chime website, the background video image is a video just kind of looping, showing different landmarks in Bakersfield. So it's not very long. It's just more or less kind of just a moving pictures of different landmarks in Bakersfield where I live.
Kind of a collage style?
Yeah, but it's actually video, so it's kind of cool. It's a little bit more dynamic.
Okay, because one of the things, you know, the attention span we have of people, I've gone to what I call the YouTube short theory. I keep it under 30 seconds. I keep them there. And then in the video itself or in the link, I'll say to see more on this, and I'll drive them to the final destination, which is my YouTube channel, so they can get a longer view of it, because nobody wants to watch a thriller video, you know. So you just, the purpose is to grab the attention, send them where you want to go to get what you really want.
Awesome. Peter and then Lisa.
Yeah, quick question, Jeff. You said that you could put a video into the body, I guess, of a StreetText and Facebook ads. Does anybody know where I can learn this?
Yeah, I don't think StreetText is really I don't think there's anywhere in StreetText that will teach you how to do that, but it's really pretty simple. Once you go into your ads manager in Facebook, find that ad, replace the image with the video, and you're good to go.
Thank you.
That's simplifying it, but that's basically the way to get it done.
Okay, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
Although when you do that, everything costs more money. Your videos are good for retargeting, not for necessarily bringing in the leads. So the picture works way better just because I've tested it. Every time I switch it out for a video, it just tanks. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
So my question was off from that, actually. I'm wondering, like, if we're using Creator Studio, well, first, when can we do that? If we want to change something out with a video, do we have to go live with our ad through StreetText first and then go in and make the change within?
Yes.
Okay, and then where does Creator Studio come in now? Like, if we're using Creator Studio to do all, some of this, is that coming in anywhere in this process?
No, you got to do it through
What's Creator Studio?
Okay, so you're doing it through the Ads Manager, not through Creator Studio. Okay.
Yeah, Creator Studio is more about, putting your videos out on Facebook. So.
Got it. Okay. So, yep, that's good to know. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, great mastermind today, everybody. Really appreciate you. We're going to let you go. We're down to 46 people here, but you are the last people standing, so good on you. If there's anything that came out of this, share it to the group. I always say take one thing, just one thing that you learned in this mastermind today. Don't overcomplicate it. One thing that really stood out to you, and make that one thing happen. And then we'll let it domino into other things, but one thing. And yeah, reach out to anybody that you need into the group. And thanks for being here, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.